clear to me. The horse. About the time that I began to research the horse-born genesis of the Comanche nation for this novel, it so happened that horses came back into my personal life after an absence of several years. Like a Shoshone turned Comanche, I began to feel the power, beauty, mobility, nobility, and spirit of the horse in my heart and guts and soul. I felt possessed of the gifts of speed, endurance, and strength. I felt in control of things larger than myself. I felt awed by, consumed by, and tenuously linked to the very powers of the earth, the sun, and the sky. My journey into the history and culture of the greatest horseman the world has ever known coincided with my own return to the ways of horsemanship. Without a horse to straddle, I could not have properly appreciated the Comanche, a proud nation of mounted nomads who by their own standards achieved wealth beyond their wildest dreams for a century and a half. I am tempted here to list the written sources I drew upon in researching this novel, but find it sufficient to say that I read every book in the University of Texas library system that involved the Comanche, the Shoshone, or any number of other Plains Indian nations. I read every book I could find on the Spanish presence in New Mexico and Texas around the turn of the 18th century. I simply read every available source that in any way pertained to the subject of this novel, and this is in addition to interviewing anthropologists and Indian peoples and putting many miles of travel behind me in geographical research. I have judged for myself what seemed to me more accurate and likely, and have used such gleanings from my research to structure a framework for this novel. The rest of the story, I believe, was given to me by the spirits. Mike Blakely.
Part 1. True Humans. Chapter 1. On the day of his birth, a horse ran through his village. It made a sacred circle around the lodge at the edge of camp where his mother labored to give him life. This was not just any horse, but the very first ever seen by the burnt meat people of the True Humans. Among other nations, the True Humans were known as Grass Lodge people or Snake people. In seasons to come, they would be called Shoshone. It happened near the end of the Moon of Hunger, during the time when babies cry for food, in the year called 1687 by the Metal Men, whom at the time the True Humans did not yet know to exist. Wounded Bear had just walked up to the birthing lodge at the edge of camp. He had come to inquire about the child, as was the custom for grandfathers. This was the first child for his daughter, River Woman, and she gasped with pain inside the lodge, though her pride would not allow her to cry out. "When will it be over?" Wounded Bear asked, raising his voice loud enough to be heard inside the birthing lodge. "Pokai," his wife growled from within. "Hush, old man. Our daughter will finish it when the spirits get ready." She was an old midwife who possessed strong medicine, for though no child had been born alive to the burnt meat people through 3 winters, neither had any mother died in childbirth. This woman, Wounded Bear's wife, was named Broken Bones. Wounded Bear shivered, clasping the edges of the woolly buffalo robe tight at his chest. He looked again at the sky, praying to the spirit who came to him in dreams and visions, the humpbacked bear who survived all wounds. As he chanted his prayers in a low song, he noticed how the white clouds hanging still in the sky seemed to match the patches of snow on the ground, as if the patches of snow were merely clouds reflected in a still summer pool. Wounded Bear was old, and his eyes no longer saw with the keen flint edges of a young warrior. Yet he